Hello and welcome back to Goldner Woodland Farm. I'm Keith. It's late August. It's the 22nd of August, and part of my efforts to battle the invasive plants, we have this Japanese Stilt Grass, which is right here. We have multi-flora rose, Japanese Barberry, bush honeysuckle, autumn olive, so some of the invasives that we have. And instead of using herbicides, we're trying to do more mechanical means for controlling some of these, and part of that is just mowing them down. But in particular for the stilt grass, what we're trying to do is to sort of break the cycle of seeds. It seems to have a short seed life, and so what we're trying to do is wait till late in the growing season, but before it goes to seed, and get it mowed down. It won't have time to grow back and have to be mowed again this year. And if we do that for a couple years, we're hoping that it's going to die back. So one of the projects I'm on this week is to try to mow as much of this down as I can. I was just back in here with the Kubota and the brush mower. Back in there, got a bunch of the stilt grass and autumn olive and barberry and multi-flora rose mowed down in this area, and gonna move to another area over by the orchard and see what I can do over there. So let's give you an idea of this stilt grass. Grows super fast, super thick, but it doesn't really have any nutritional value for the animals. But it chokes out some of the native plants. But so far, this hasn't gone to seed yet. So this is the kind of stuff I'm going to try to mow down here. Hopefully get it mowed this once. And like I said, it's late in the growing season, and it hopefully won't have time to grow back and go to seed. And we're thinking if we do that, maybe for 2 or 3 years, then we'll get in front of this and be able to knock it back, and the native plants can come back and survive here. This is the orchard area where I planted clover, and the clover is doing really pretty well, but stilt grass is fighting its way through in some areas. So I'm gonna come through here and mow mostly along the side and a couple of these areas right out in the middle where the stilt grass has gotten a little bit further ahead. There's a lot of areas where the clover's keeping it back pretty good. So that's this is the next area that I'm going to try to tackle. So this is the tool I'm using to try to mow this stuff down for now. Got the 6-foot brush hog on the front of the Kubota SVL 75, and so far seems to be doing the trick. So that's the tool I'm using to try to fight these invasives right now. So here's the after I mowed with the brush mower. You know, I can't get real close to trees and stuff, but you know, I was able to mow a lot of this real tall stuff down, and it kind of got up back in these trees. Got some of the high stuff here in the orchard. kind of hard with that mower on the skid loader because it doesn't really float on the ground. So you're constantly trying to adjust so you don't dig up the ground or mow the ground. But yeah. Tried to leave a little bit of this taller grass that's not stilt grass. And then I tried to, where the clover is real good, I tried to leave the clover, not mow it off. Then I was able to get back in here and mow up some of this. There was a fair amount of this multi-flora rose back in here and some barberry. So tomorrow I'm going to work on over here. I don't know how much up I can get up in there, but you know, again, lots of silk grass, multi-flora rose. There's some barberry in here as well. Grapevines. So I'm going to try to get up in here with that mower tomorrow. I'll show you some of the after from where I trimmed, where I mowed with the Kubota. Some more of this. So this was all mostly that stilt grass that I could get to. You know, you can see it here. I didn't quite get into there, but I did get quite a bit of this down here. I did this a day or so ago, and then we had some heavy rain last night. But I was able to, you know, get up on this, you know, back in this woods, up on this hill. You know, actually able to get back in here a fair distance, and was a decent amount of, I mean, the stilt grass, but also some multi-flora rose and Japanese barberry back in here. There's also some grapevines. So not trying to make it look like a park. I'm just really trying mostly to take care of the invasive plants. The ferns are okay, but sometimes they're in, you know, in some of the same places. But pretty happy with what I was able to do here. Lots more to do still, but again, happy with what I was able to get to. pretty big machine to get down in like that, but yeah. This is another example of the invasive plants that we have all over in western Pennsylvania. This is Japanese or Asian knotweed, and it's incredibly invasive, takes over, very, very fast growing. So far, I think this is the only one that I've seen at my property. So I'm going to cut this down, and hopefully that will at least slow it down for the time being. I'm not sure if I need, I probably will need to do something more to keep it from coming back, but you can see the base of it. It almost looks like bamboo, very fast growing. So I'm just going to whack this all down with a pole saw, and like I said, hopefully at least slow it down so it doesn't keep spreading. There, I was able to cut it off, and you can see the stems here are almost like bamboo, and you can see how that looks. But hopefully that will, like I said, slow it down, and we'll check it out later and see if we need to spray some sort of an herbicide on there to stop it in its tracks.